Okay, so we had a little bit of an intro today to interior angles, exterior angles, some parallel lines. So let's just jump right into some definitions here. Okay, so keywords. So number one, most importantly, is a transversal. Okay, so a transversal, this is a line that intersects two or more other lines at distinct points. Okay, so an example of a transversal would be something like this. Okay, and those lines that it intersects does not necessarily have to be parallel. Okay, it's just a line that intersects two other lines at distinct points. Okay,
16 minutes, attaboy, Hal. That's how long you're going for. 16 minutes.
he's got to take his kids to the pool. It's a far drive.
Yeah,
Got to go to Tabor.
apparently.
You good?
Yeah.
Alright. Notes. Definitions. First one, transversal. Okay, and we have talked about this. So a transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points. Okay? Parallel lines. These are lines, two lines or more than two lines that never intersect. Or they never meet. Remember our little sad joke yesterday?
Yeah.
Perpendicular lines meet once and never again, which is pretty sad. Parallel lines, they're so similar, but they'll never meet. It's a shame. That's some math philosophy right there. Okay, and then we have interior angles. Okay, so these are any angles that are formed by a transversal and two parallel lines. And two parallel lines, comma, and the angles lie inside the parallel lines. Okay, so writing this down, please. Interior angles. These are any angles that are formed by a transversal and two parallel lines. Okay, what this looks like on a graph, I wish I left a little bit more space, but that's okay. Okay, so this is going to be our transversal right there. And our four interior angles would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, of those four angles, which are corresponding?
1 and 3, 2 and 4.
Careful.
1 and 4 and 2 and 3.
There we go. 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. Okay? Perfect. And remember, corresponding angles are equal to one another, and we'll get there soon enough. Okay? So exterior angles are the opposite of interior angles. So these will lie on the outside of the transversal. So I'll draw my lines first. No, I won't get in trouble. Okay? So there's our transversal, and exterior angles are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Indeed. Indeed. Okay, these are any angles that is formed by a transversal. Any angles that's formed by a transversal and two parallel lines. And the angles lie outside the parallel lines. Okay, we have talked about corresponding angles before. These are one interior and one exterior and one exterior angle that are non-adjacent. Non-adjacent means they are not beside one another. There's one interior and one exterior angle that are non-adjacent, not beside one another. And on the same side of the transversal. They're non-adjacent and are on the same side of the transversal. So really, when we talked about angle 1 and 4 of our interior angles, are those truly corresponding angles? From our definition, right? We said a corresponding angle must be an interior and exterior, right?
Yeah.
So for our interior angles, we said that 1 and 4 and 3 and 2 were corresponding.
Mm-hmm.
Are they truly corresponding?
No.
No, right? Because they're not an exterior and an interior angle, right? They're all interior. Okay, so corresponding angles are on either side, or we have an interior and an exterior one. Okay, those are that and here. Okay, so those are corresponding angles right here. So interior and exterior, they're non-adjacent, so they're not beside one another, and they are on the same side of the transversal. Okay. Okay, those are corresponding angles, so make sure we are following along, please. Okay, alternate interior angles. So these are two non-adjacent angles. Two non-adjacent interior angles. Non-adjacent interior angles on opposite sides of the transversal. Okay, so an example of that, there are parallel lines. Here's our transversal, and our alternate interior angles are going to be right here and right here. Okay, alternate interior angles are equal to one another, right? Okay. And lastly is our alternate exterior angles. I hope you guys are gonna have your definitions down packed. We're not gonna cram these definitions, right? We're gonna review them every day. I know you're serious. 2 exterior angles formed between two parallel lines. Two parallel lines and a transversal. And on opposite sides. And on opposite sides of the transversal. And for example, parallel lines, transversal, alternate exterior. Okay, those are the same. Those are the same. Okay. Do you want me to move up, move down?
I need just a bit of corresponding. Yeah.
Okay. How's my writing? Is it good? Is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Who has the worst writing? In like teachers.
Bowden can't write or spell.
Yeah.
Spelling's hard.
Yeah.
You think well, I shouldn't trip out on video.
Yeah.
I'll just do it to his face.
Yeah, he'll be watching the YouTube videos.
Yeah, right. He's like, Jones, I don't care about your math. I'm like, you should. You should. Good? How's the rest? Ever tell you guys a story about my grade 7 humanities teacher? Mr. Well, maybe I shouldn't say his name either, because we're going on the video.
Yeah.
But he was a pretty interesting dude, and he really liked this. It was like indigenous stories. It's called Sketko the Raven. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up. So I actually haven't looked at an image of this for a second. Logan, are you still writing this?
Yeah, but I.
Okay, no, that's okay. Take your time. Okay, so we're back from the aside, and here is an image of the high level bridge here or not here in Lethbridge, but down in Lethbridge where I live. So I would like you guys to look for 2 parallel lines and the transversal.
Well, one of the beams coming
Yeah,
down.
that would be your parallel lines, and then.
Which ones?
It doesn't matter. if you
Yeah,
do it
any
again.
single one would work.
Any 2. Of what? Like these things?
Yeah.
The beams.
Oh, okay, sure. So like right there and right here?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, those look parallel. You bet. So those are our parallel lines, of course. And what is our transversal going to be? Oh, it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is a transversal?
The exact definition is a line that intersects 2 or more lines in distinct points.
Okay, perfect. So we need to find a line that intersects these 2 blue parallel lines.
Well, the big main one.
The big main
Like
one,
the-
like this thing.
No, like right there.
Can you come up and point to it, please? There's just a lot of lines going on.
Now it's hard to see, like this one.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, good, perfect. Great.
Use this.
That is absolutely a transversal. And there's a lot of there's a lot of transversal and parallel lines on here, right? Yeah, you bet. Okay, so this is perfect. And I know it's kind of hard to do it on your image. I meant to put it in color, but I forgot to. So, sorry. Okay, but let's go through some of the so we have 5 angles we need to identify on here. Okay, so let's identify our interior angles. Will be 1. Okay, so where are our interior angles?
So it'd be left top.
Right here?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I wish I made that bigger.
Yeah, I can't see.
I'm
that.
actually gonna make it bigger, okay?
The whole picture.
No, not the whole picture, but just our lines. Okay? Something like that. And I know you guys, you can just draw this on your piece of paper though, like the side, like right here. You have that blank space there?
Yeah.
Okay? So draw your lines like this. So we have our parallel lines going up and to the right, and then our transversal is just going straight up and down. And yeah, you bet. Our interior angles are on the inside. So 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are interior angles. Okay? What are our exterior angles?
5, 6, 7, 8. So above.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So 1, 1, I'm just gonna call those 1s because they're interior angles, okay? And then number 2 are our exterior angles. So those are on the outsides of the parallel lines, right? So they'll be here, 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 and there. Good. Where are our corresponding angles? Now remember, they have to be on opposite sides of the transverse line, right?
So 1 and 3, or 1 and 4.
1 and like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So those are our 3. What else? Correspond. We could also do these 2 right here. Right?
Yeah.
No.
No, there needs to be 2 lines.
No. Back. Corresponding angles need to be on. They need to be on alternate sides of the transverse line, right? For 1, they need to be on opposite sides of the transverse line, and we also need 1 interior and 1 exterior angle, right? So corresponding angles will not be 2 interior angles because 1 has to be interior and 1 has to be exterior, right? So corresponding angle would be right here and up here, right? On opposite sides of the transverse line, and 1 interior angle and 1 exterior angle. Okay? So where would my corresponding angles be down here
It would be
if I started from here?
so right there and a number 2.
Right here?
Right there 2.
Yep.
And
Yeah, and we could do like these 2 as well, right?
yeah.
And those 2. As long as it is on opposite sides of the transverse line, and also an interior and an anterior angle. Good. Okay, interior alternate angles. Interior alternate angles. So non-adjacent, I'm just gonna use a different color for that, and we'll do red here. So alternate interior would be there and there, right? Okay, both interior angles on opposite sides of the transversal. Okay, so here and here would also be alternate interior, right? Okay, so for my next one, alternate exterior. Let's start right here. What would be my alternate exterior angle to this one right here?
2.
Up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, way up here. Yeah, good. And what about for this one here?
Bottom right corner.
Bottom right corner. You bet. Okay, good. Something like this, you do need to know for tomorrow's quiz. Okay? So make sure we can identify our angles and that kind of jazz. Okay. Good. So, hey, where'd it go? No. I don't know where I put it. Sorry, fellas. I lost our slide. What did I do with it? I actually deleted it. I did not want to delete it. Okay, here we go. What's that?
Can I just ask you a question?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so start solving this based on our knowledge of corresponding angles and alternate
So like mark
interior.
them all.
Yep, so we know this one right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
110
I
degrees.
already know about
So we need to find A, B, C, and D. Okay?
Oh, okay, so B is gonna be 110 degrees.
it. And so
And then when you're doing this too, you can't just say B is 110 degrees. You have to tell me why.
because there's corresponding.
Because they're
angles.
corresponding, they're opposite sides.
Yeah.
And what type of angles are they, right? They would be alternate, opposite,
Yeah.
right? Or sorry, alternate exterior angles, right? So you have to put in your logic as to why they are equal, okay? It's not enough to say that B is equal to 110 degrees. Okay, so we know, so we're given this angle here is 110 degrees. On the other side of that parallel line, we know it is 70 degrees because those two angles, any two angles,
I'll add up to 180 degrees.
yeah, if they're on a straight line and they have a line running through it,
Yeah.
they must equal 180 degrees. We call those supplementary angles. Remember that from yesterday? Okay, so these are supplementary. Good, okay? So those are supplementary angles, that's how we know that adds up to 180 degrees. Good, but we don't really care about that angle, right? We care about A and B and C and D, okay? So what is, where do I wanna go? Let's start with A, okay? What is the relationship between A and 110 degrees?
Wait, don't you mean B? Because then they'd be corresponding angle, opposite angles.
Yeah. So, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, okay, we can jump to B, sure. So B, relationship to 110 degrees, is opposite, right? Opposite of the transverse line. They are exterior angles, right? So, alternate exterior angles are equal to one another. Therefore, B is 110 degrees. Okay. What is A's relationship to B?
They would be opposite angles.
Yep,
So that
perfect.
would also be 110.
Great. Opposite angles, therefore A is equal to 110
And then
degrees.
110 on the bottom would also be an opposite angle, and then it would be 110 as well.
For D,
Oh, wait.
so we're good up here, right? So we know this is 110,
Yeah.
and we know this is also 110.
Yeah, then when across from the 110 on the bottom right there, wouldn't that just be 110 too?
No. No. What? No, not necessarily, right? So we know that these two sets of lines are parallel, right? Okay, so we know 110 degrees here and 70 there, right?
And then it's gotta add up. So then the corresponding angle on the 70 degrees right across from that, like the one where we got the two 110s would also be 70, and then you get 360.
Okay, so I see where you're like connecting a bunch of pieces. Okay, so that's excellent. Yeah, and is what we're gonna do. So we know this circle up here. So going from A, right? These are going to be interior angles, right? These are both interior angles. Okay, and what do we know about interior angles? Two of it, like if we have A and C, okay, we know that over here is 110 degrees as well, right?
And then C would be 70 degrees, because they, where would they be? Hold on. Is there
Yeah, so
corresponding angles?
yeah, so C and A are same side, right? Same side of our transverse lines. Same side interior. Right? They're interior angles. Yeah, okay. Same side interior. So A plus C is equal to 180 degrees, right? We know that we know that A is 110 degrees, right? So minus 110. C is equal to 70 degrees.
Yep.
Okay? 70 degrees. And what is the relationship between C and D?
They're corresponding opposite interior angles, so they both be 70.
Opposite interior, yeah, good. So opposite interior. Therefore, D is equal to 70 degrees. Okay? So then we can just put our answers together so it's easy for your teacher to see what your answers are. So A is 110 degrees, B is 110 degrees, C is 70 degrees, and D is 70 degrees as well. Okay? Okay, example 2. So one side of a cell phone tower will be built as shown. So use the angle measures to prove that braces CG, okay, CG, BF, and AE are perpendicular, or are parallel. Maybe I won't use green because of the grass. Okay, those are our 3 lines. Okay, our job is to prove that these are parallel. Okay, so step 1. Do we see any parallel lines here?
I would say from B to F and A to E, those would be parallel.
Yeah, okay, perfect. They look pretty parallel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So, yeah, those look absolutely parallel to me, okay? Now remember, we are trying to prove that CG, BF, and AE are all parallel, okay? If we're proving all of these are parallel, okay, this is great, but we need to look at our image and look at what information that we're given for this, okay? So Cody, we're proving that braces CG, BF, and AE are parallel, okay? So, what do we know? What do we know?
Well, we know for sure C and G are parallel. They have the exact same angle.
Awesome. Same angles, right? Okay. So we saw same angles there. So DCG has an angle of 78 degrees. Okay, so DCG, so this is right here, okay?
Yeah.
DCG. Angle DCG equals 78 degrees. And do we know any other angles that are equal to 78 degrees?
Well, yeah, F and A.
F and A. F and A,
Yeah.
so like B, you mean?
Yeah.
BAE?
BAE and
Our
CB,
BAE
yeah.
triangle? Yeah. So BAE, our bay, has an angle of 78 degrees.
But we're not sure about the other side. But no, it would be because angle F is 78 degrees on that line. So CB and F was also 78 degrees, so it is parallel.
Right, so, but we some of these, we can't make those assumptions, right? We just need to know, like, we gotta use the information that's given.
Okay.
Okay, so we know that DCG is equal to 78 degrees, and BAE is also 78 degrees. So, do we see parallel lines at any place on this? Logan said yes, we do have parallel lines. Right, so like we're going parallel all the way across, right? Where is my transversal?
I'd say the line's going down and across on an angle.
Like
It's the purge.
these ones here?
Yeah. I would say that'd probably be your
Okay, yeah, that would be a transversal for sure. Yep. I'm gonna use a different one though, just so it's easier for us to like see it, okay? I'm gonna use this big long line here as my transversal. Okay? There's my transversal.
It's like they picked up the phone on the intercom.
Yeah, and they just left it, right? So, here are my parallel lines. Here is my transversal. We have also a parallel line up here. And we did DCG was our first one, right?
Yeah.
And so parallel line, and transversal. What is the relationship between this degree, this angle, and this angle?
What is the difference, you say?
What is the relationship?
Well, they're the same angle for one.
Okay, and we have parallel lines, right?
Yeah.
And they're the same angle of a transverse line. So what, using our math definition, what could we call those angles?
Parallel?
The angles.
Oh,
So you said they're the same angles,
yeah.
same value.
Mhm.
Are they, so here is our parallel lines right now, right? Right here. We're looking at that one, and we're looking at this one down here. Okay? Are they interior or exterior angles, or one of each?
One of each.
One of each. Okay, good. And are they on the same side of the transversal?
Yes.
So same side?
Same side. So they are corresponding angles.
Yes, good. Okay, so these are corresponding angles. Okay, so they are corresponding angles, you bet. You bet they are, and what else did I have to say about them? Corresponding angles, so what does that mean? That is non-adjacent, interior plus exterior, and same side of transversal, same side as TV. Okay, so therefore, AE, line AE, is parallel to CG. Right? We're okay with that? Okay, so we are proving that braces CG, BF, and AE are parallel. Well, we just checked that AE and CG are parallel, right?
Yeah.
But what about BF? We gotta figure something about BF. Okay, so I'm gonna erase these lines again, just to clean up our diagram a little bit. And what are we concerned about right now?
That they're not the same angle. So they're not parallel.
Well, we're trying to prove that, so we've said that CG and AE are parallel,
I
right?
think BF and F can be parallel. It's just that it's not all the way. It's just to that one.
So B and F,
They can't.
okay,
The
so
angles can be. Jesus Christ.
B and F, right? And what do you want to prove this to? A and E or C and G? Because we've already said that C and G and A and E are parallel.
A and E.
A and E? Okay, sure. Okay. And A and E. Okay, so where is our transversal then?
B and F. Oh no, our transversal would be C. Oh no, it would be C and G. Sorry, if our transversal is.
So BFG. So I did B and F and C and G. I did these guys up here. Okay, why did I do those?
I have no idea.
Good question, or good response. Why did I choose those? Because I see this 78 degree
Yeah.
here is a corresponding angle up here, right? So BFG, so angle BFG is equal to 78 degrees, and angle CGH equals 78 degrees. And they are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. So therefore, BF is parallel to CG. And we've already proved that A and E and CG. We've already proved that A, E, and C and G are parallel. And we just proved that B, F, and C and G are parallel. So by default, B and F must be parallel to A and E. So therefore,
Yeah, 'cause if the middle one is, or if it's in the middle and the top and bottom are parallel, it has to be parallel.
exactly.
Or else the top wouldn't be parallel.
Exactly. So therefore, AE is parallel to
Is
CG,
there a question like this on the
which is
quiz?
parallel to BF. Yeah. Yes. Questions are like this on the test. Okay? And tomorrow we're gonna have the first half of the period to just practice. Okay? And yeah, our quiz is this big. One page, front and back.
Okay.
That's it. So it won't take you guys very long. Okay? So we will start tomorrow with work time and then quiz time for the second half.